Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be making lots of colours and mark making to create a funky background. So I'm starting off in my Dina Wakley blue journal, and I'm starting with this beautiful piece from Natalie May Scrapbooking. It's a collaged onto rice paper or tissue paper, and it's got the beautiful colours on it. I've just gone in and painted where the face and the shoulders are, just to keep those colours really, really bright. And then I am just using not double-sided tape, you silly woman, gel medium to glue it down onto my page halfway across, and just sort of rubbing it into the page a little bit. So this is giving me my bases I am going to work off. And I suppose what I wanted to do with this was to finish off the page, but also create those really sort of painterly marks that are on it, and also sort of extend the image so it fills the entire page. So I'm starting off with a little bit of neon, then I'm going in with some orange, and I'm using sort of inspiration from the collage piece that's there before, and the mark making that's on the page to extend my piece. So this is a really, really great way if you are just starting out and you want to have a little bit of confidence, or a little bit of a template, I suppose, to help you on your way to put pieces together. This is a really, really great way to get started. And you don't have to use paint to do this. You could go over the top of this with colour pencils or with Copic markers or whatever you have that you feel comfortable using to help you create the image. So you can see by just going over with the white and blending it all in, that image now looks like it's been painted onto that page. It's not come from a piece of paper. We all know differently, but you know, those people who aren't really looking at it very carefully, would be quite easy to get tricked by. So now I'm going in with some chunky water-soluble crayons, or pencils, sorry. So these are the Stabilo Woody pencils, which are the same as the Stabilo pencils. They're the kid version of it, which I really love. They are really buttery smooth. They blend really, really easily. They've got a great pigmentation to it, and they just help to pull a page together really, really easily. So you see they're also water activated, so that you can quickly blend out the colors. The other way I quite like to use them is if I use my heat gun on my page, I can just use my finger and spread it that way as well. So you can sort of see I'm taking the cues from what was on the page already. You can see I spread the blue out into the top. I'm now going in with my black Stabilo Oil pencil just to add a little bit of that detail back in. So one of the things you'll find about any printed images, whether it's from a magazine, whether it's printed collage papers like this one, is that the black is never a true black color, because it's just really hard to print a true black. You can add that in your own way, whether it be with paint pen or with a water-soluble pencil like I'm using here over the top. I'm also being a little bit scribbly with it, not being absolutely perfect. I'm going in with my white pencil too to add a little bit of highlight to it as well. Finally, I'm going in with some of the Dina Wakley gloss ink to give a bit of splatter over the top. So obviously you can use any acrylic paints that you like. If you want to get sort of that splattery effect, a little bit of acrylic paint and add some water into it. This one's just the acrylic paint from Ranger ink, which matches the paints that I use anyway, so it kind of works well. I've got the liquid version and the thicker, heavy-bodied version, but you can create your own by adding water to it or using acrylic ink in the same way. It really doesn't matter. It's just a really good way to get sort of this splatter of colour over the top. and something quite odd about splatter, because even though it's very random, it actually brings the page together. And it's a great way of just sort of tying everything together. So you can see now that that page started off quite white, and I've added a lot more to it. Using the colours from the background, using the inspiration from the background to add to it, adding in a few marks of my own. But I haven't had to on this page think about any colours I'm using, because I'm using the colours that are already there. I haven't had to think about sort of really any mark making, because I'm using the marks that are already on the page, and I'm going over them and I'm adding a few others in different places, but I'm using what was on the page as my inspiration. So if you are sort of not afraid of mark making, but unsure of where to begin, doing something like this where you're painting over the top of and then adding to takes away a lot of the decision making for you, and that sort of decision paralysis that sometimes you get about, oh, what colour should I use next, or what mark should I make next, because they're kind of already there and you just have a go. Finally, to finish this page off, I am just putting in a quote, which is quite appropriate for this page. I have never met a colour yet I didn't like. So super simple. Once I've written it out, I'm just going back and thickening the letters a little bit. This is very much a brand new paint pen, because you can see how dark the colour is, which I really like. It just pops out of the page. So I'm just using quite long letters and just extending it into the areas that I've got, to thicken them up a little bit, make it a little bit more chunky, push it out from the background a little bit as well. Once I've dried it off, then I'm going to go in with a cool grey alcohol marker to give a drop shadow. So it's really funny, because you don't think it makes much of a difference, but as soon as you do that on the page, it really pumps it out from the background. Then finally, I'm going in with a white pen and putting in a highlight. So particularly that E on the end of have was quite dark, and as soon as you put the white on, you suddenly see it's an E again. So again, it's just another quick little trick that helps to pull your fonts or your quotes out of the background, makes it look like it's hovering above where you've got it on the page, and makes it a really, really easy way to make it a focal point on your page. So hopefully this has inspired you to break out your mark making tools, get rid of a little bit of that decision paralysis, and just have fun on the page with a lot of colours that you may or may not use regularly in your artwork. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.